Now, I haven't been on here in a minute. Haven't done a lot of videos. A lot of stuff has been going on. But I've seen everything. I pay attention to the news. I see everything. And there was a lot of things that went on this week. You had George Floyd verdict coming in. You had the Dante Wright killing that happened. And then right on the same day that the George Floyd, Derek Chauvin thing was going down, when the verdict was in, you had a 16-year-old teenager named Ma'Khia Bryant. She was shot 4 times by the cops and passed away. Okay? Now, everybody on here, on TV, on social media wants to be an expert. They want to, they want to play Monday morning quarterback on what the officer should have did. And they are making excuses to what happened before all this would have happened. Now, I was like, for real, because I had put a post on Facebook, and I was like, yo, again? A 16-year-old girl got shot? Now I had to sit there and watch the video because I was all upset. Like, oh, this just happened. They shoot another girl. And we can all get in there more because, like I said, this is emotionally charged. And there's a lot of anger because of Derek Chauvin was guilty. And now you had this happen. You had another killing after that. And it just keeps going on. Keeps going on and on and on. Now, the situation with Ma'Khia Bryant. Apparently, I saw the video. I'm not going to show the video on here because, YouTube will take it down and I don't need all that mess. And plus, if y'all want to see it, go follow me on Twitter. I'll put all the description links in the description box if you really want to see it. I posted the link on Twitter if you want to see it. I'm not going to post it on here. The girl had a knife. I guess the police was called. She was getting into the fight with these girls. In that video, she was wielding a knife. Now, there was adults around there. You had a black man, after the girl fell, you had a black man go over there and kick that girl. Didn't try to break it up. Didn't try to stop it. Didn't do anything. Where are the adults in this situation? Because you talk about everybody want to be a man. Everybody talking about, oh, well, the kids are going to fight. When you have adults, long time ago, when there was a situation like that, adults got right on it. They look, we ain't doing this. This ain't going down. You going to come through me. You ain't coming in my house threatening nobody. We ain't going down like this. Either you going to fight one-on-one, ain't nobody going to jump in it, and if we ain't having no weapons, no knives, you going to fight it out. Whoever wins, wins. Whoever lose. It is over. You get all your frustrations out in the fight. And that's it. Situations like that, a lot of people failed that girl that day. You had the adults around there that failed her. Obviously, you had the cops that had to go and do their job. He had to do his job. Shouldn't he have shot her 4 times in the heart? No. You could have did a warning shot. You could have shot. He could have aimed low. You could have used a taser. But, and really, people on social media, LeBron James posted something saying, oh, you're next. Everybody's charged up. Everybody's pissed off. Everybody want to go out there and go crazy. At the end of the day, here's the thing. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have to get the cops involved. Stop calling the cops on every little thing, because at the end of the day, you could be calling in your death. Because the cops shouldn't even have been called in that situation. Because if you had responsible adults, if you had real grown men out there that sit there and say, we ain't doing this today. We ain't doing it. We ain't doing this mess today. And y'all gonna fight one-on-one. Ain't nobody jumping in. And if somebody jump in, I'm getting right into it. See, we don't have no firm grown men like we did back in the day. Because we ain't sit there and use knives and use weapons. We fought. That's what we did. We fought. When you play foolish games, you win foolish prizes. And that's what happened. A lot of people want to sit there and say, I don't care what they did. There's no excuse. Nobody's denying that the cops shouldn't have shot her 4 times. No one's denying the fact. But the fact, when you have responsible adults out there, why did she call the cops? We don't know what happened. I want to know what happened leading up to it. Okay? And as for grown men, that's why we need fathers around. We need grown men around. We lack grown men. You got some grown men out there that you want women to be leaders. You want the woman to take the lead, but you're afraid to sit there and take charge and take the lead. That's the problem. Where the grown men at? Where the real men at? See, this is what happens when you don't have fathers in the household, when you don't have real men out there to protect our children. And she was failed that day. No father in the house. And this is the problem. When you don't have a father in the house, things go crazy. And then you're going to have people say, oh, well, what you're saying, a mom can't raise a child and mom got to give birth. Nobody said a mother can't raise a child. But when it comes down to these boys, when they come down to certain people, when they get to be teenagers, 13, 14, and their mother can't handle them, they need a strong man that's going to sit there and get in their face and get in their, cave their chest in a couple of times, say, listen, you ain't going to do this. You ain't doing this. This is not how it's going to go. We don't have that anymore. Because at the end of the day, everybody want to wear dresses. Everybody want to be feminized. Being a strong, firm man is looked down upon. So now everybody want to be feminine. Everybody want to act like females. And if you think I'm attacking people who roll a certain way, I'm not attacking. I'm just saying we had real men back in the day that took charge and stood for something. Nobody stands for anything anymore. Okay, people will sit here and talk about, well, what's going on with the crimes in the black community? Because there's nobody out there doing anything about it. Because if you had grown men coming up there saying, no, we're not going to allow this, we're going to put a stop to it, I guarantee you wouldn't see what was going on today. Not a whole lot of this would be going on here today. You see what other communities do. They passed a hate crime bill against Asian communities. They get stuff done because the pressure was put on. See, we don't apply pressure to people. And that's our problem. We're more concerned about shooting somebody because we look at them the wrong way. But that's another video for another time. The bottom line is that Ma'Khia Bryant should be alive today. And not the cops didn't just fail her. A lot of other people failed her that day. You put yourself in situations, things are going to happen. And we got to make sure we all have to be responsible. We got to be responsible for our kids. We got to protect our kids at all times. Because once you call the cops, now it was in their hands. And this is what happened. Now, I won't be surprised if the cop get off. And please do not come in my comment section saying, oh, well, you defending the cops' action. It doesn't matter if they fought or not. Oh, she wasn't pointing a knife at the cop. It doesn't matter if she was pointing a knife at the cops or not. It doesn't matter. When you have a knife as a weapon, it's posed as a threat. And what if she stabbed that girl? And what if she had died? That girl would have died. Then the cop would have been to blame for that. Okay, hold up. You were there and you let that girl stab that other girl on your watch and you didn't do nothing to de-escalate the situation? You didn't do anything? See, the cops don't want to hear, well, she didn't start. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear, well, she did this. It wasn't her fault. She didn't. You have a weapon. So the cops had to do what had to be done to stop it. It could have been done a different way, and we've all said it could have been done a different way. But the cops don't want to hear who started it, who escalated it. All they saw was a weapon. And she could have used it on somebody, stabbed another. So basically, stabbed somebody else, and somebody else would have been dead. And then the cop would have been blamed for that because he didn't de-escalate it. So at this point, it's a lose-lose situation at this point. But yeah, I agree, he shouldn't have shot her 4 times in the heart. Stun gun, shoot her in the leg, a warning shot, that would have been de-escalated right there. But people want to play Monday morning quarterback and act like they're experts on what they could have done. You're not in that situation, so you don't know what you would have done. You're just piggybacking off of what somebody else says. Instead of just sitting back and stop being emotional about it and just think, okay, you know what? What could have been done to prevent that? And I tell black people, stop calling the cops on every little thing. Because you call the cops, somebody's going to end up dead half the time. Stop calling the cops and learn how to handle things on your own. We need more grown men in the communities, more strong men to sit there and get a hold of our children. My condolences to the family. It's sad. No parent should be burying their child. Their child should be burying their parent. It's crazy. Well, let me know what you think. Like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel.